You sent me something, but let's talk about the Tune shirt. Let's talk about, because this is I wanna there's a meltdown by Newcastle fans. Some with that get these some of these cold people that have information. I don't know how true that is, but um, getting on complaining about the new tune top, and I'm gonna share it because it's basically the same tune top. It's got the final stuff on it. The fine, not like the what would you be like Newcastle versus Liverpool type thing,
Yeah,
Carabao Cup final, etc.
Carabao Cup final
So, which by the
2024
way,
with a date.
the by the way, players will play with this shirt. That's like Newcastle eh, didn't have to come up with this. The teams in the final, it's just like anything, man. They had the FA Cup badge, you got the Carabao Cup badge, you got the Champions League badge. When we played against PSG, it said Newcastle versus PSG. So this is not really anything, that we're some genius that came out with
Well,
this.
no, what's new is that they're putting it on sale.
Well, there was news there, exactly, but it's seen, it's happened before, and this is the shirt, right? Listen, it looks just like the home shirt. It just got the Carabao Cup, obviously the emblem and the letter in there saying Wembley Stadium, etc. So in a sense, if you win, uh, you know, you bought a really good shirt, and if you don't, then you're a nigger. You know what I mean? Because imagine. Um,
We are knackered.
my button disappeared there. So it's kind of, but it's a choice. It's a personal choice. Nobody's forcing. Newcastle's not saying you're not a proper Tune fan if you don't buy this shirt. Like but some fans have taken on social media to have a meltdown, to cry and moan. By the way, we as fans, we find everything to cry and moan, man. Like we cry and moan over everything, complaining that the club is makes us look small time. Mouth of the Time said on Twitter, it makes us look small time. That Newcastle makes us look like a small club. Some other fans said, um, "Why? Why?" Um,
No
we
idea.
we did it in 99, 98 in the FA Cup. We did it. Didn't do it in 23. It's really not. It's nothing. And if
Mm.
the club says I want to
They don't
sell.
want it. Don't go and buy it. What's the problem?
Exactly. So the club says, I'm selling this pencil for £20,000. There you go. Nobody's gonna buy it. But
Mm,
but who cares, man? How is it?
exactly.
Who cares? So I got into some one of the people that I know in there. We had a conversation. Um, I will share that. Not exposing anything by any means. It's on Twitter. If you put it on Twitter, it's public. Um, so I posted. Actually, here's my post. I saw the post from the club, and I said, brilliant marketing strategy or something like that. Go on Newcastle, make that money, because it makes sense from the business standpoint. And
Exactly.
MMB, which I think his name is Mark Briers, maybe or something like that. He said smart move would be Silverstone on a multi-million-pound salary, actually doing his job uh, and bringing in revenue. Fleecing the fans is not a smart move at all. And I said the two can be true at the same time. By the way,
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with nobody's forcing fans into buying the new shirts. Fans choose to, and more than likely will. But how is that fleecing fans into like it's like you putting a gun into a fan's head and like buy it or else your season ticket will be revoked. I don't get it. What do you think about this fleecing?
I think the same about that shirt as I think about every other shirt. Listen, it's a luxury item, and it's up to people to decide for themselves, like adults, whether they want to pay what's being asked for a certain product or whether they don't. And, you know, life's full of decisions that you have to make about how you spend your money.
Yeah,
Will I be buying it? Will I hell be buying it? But if somebody wants to go out and buy it, good luck to them.
exactly. I mean, I'm debating it. I'm a big collector. As Mighty Win knows, I'm a big collector, so I actually would do that. but there's but everybody's got their own brain, man. It's I know I wouldn't do it if my kids were hungry. So what's the it's at the end of the day, it's up to the person's decision to do it or not. Um, and so the conversation continued. I said the two can't be true at the same time. I don't know Silverstone. I'm sure he's doing his job. Maybe he does. Maybe we do need to get on here and question because we haven't had anything in a minute. But he says the fact is the club know they will. Fans will buy it. If you know your history about Newcastle fans, that right there, because I'm used to it, Mighty Win. That a little dig, but you can't prove that it's a dig, but it's a little bit of a dig if you know your history about Newcastle. Keegan once said they'd pay to see an elephant on the pitch as long as it wore black and white shirt. It's a piss steak, he says. Um, Again, I still don't. Yeah, the people will go to the pitch. It makes still doesn't make the argument valid, in my opinion. Um,
It's the old one. You could put a washing line on St James's on the pitch with 11 shirts on it, and you'd still get a full stadium.
yeah, but people choose to do that. It's not they're not
Yeah,
being
yeah,
forced.
exactly.
That's just
Has
their glory.
anybody got a gun to their head?
Exactly. I said, well, I guess we agree to disagree. I know Newcastle fans are loyal, but I also know that it's up to each individual to know what's best for their pockets. If they
Yeah.
can't buy it, then they won't. Then they won't. And if they do, knowing it will hurt it will hurt them financially, then it's only their fault, not the club. And he says that's where you don't know Newcastle fans. They'll go broke to buy it. Believe me. The other club and the club knows this. Not to mention the parents bowing to pressure from kids who want it to keep up with their friend.
Well, that just makes them bad parents.
It makes no sense, right?
You
So
know, when we were bands, I wanted a bike, but I couldn't have one because
I
we
got
couldn't afford a one.
exactly. I only got one tune top for my whole entire life when I was since I was young. It has the Blue Star, cheap, remade from some from a lady walking around like they in Peru. They had stands, and it just has sports shirts. Happened to be a Newcastle shirt there at the time. Even that's 2005. This shirt is probably since the 80s, so you know how long that is. It's been dirty and all that. That's the tune top I got until I got my own job. So it's not life or death. Now go because I'm just scrolling through X, man, minding my business, and then I see Mister Mouth of the Tyne right here, who is by the way, we follow each other unless he just stopped following me because I refuted him. And he, we'll get into that. Mr. Mouth of the Tyne, which I have nothing against, by the way. I don't. I'm friends with everybody, man. Everybody's my
Yeah,
friend. I love
yeah,
everybody.
we are a channel of
Yeah,
opinions.
that's it. But the fact is, when somebody talks to me about Newcastle, it's always about the jab, the elbow, about how do you know? How would you know? Instead of actually refuting what we're talking about. He reposts Newcastle United's post about the shirt. He says, I've thought a bit more about this, and it absolutely stinks of quick money grabbing opportunity. It's unnecessary and makes us look small time. Plus, factoring how many special edition shirts we've already shelled out this season. It's one shirt too many, in my opinion, which is his opinion. But then I get on there. Let me see, and I retweet up. You see above. By the way, follow me at CTA Magpie if you want to stay in. If you want to chat with me. Says we did it in I said we did it in '98, in '99. What's the issue? If people don't want it, then they won't buy it. Well, here is his response to me. Mouth of the Time says, firstly, I'm presuming you've read that fact on here today, rather than actually remember it firsthand or bought one yourself. I don't know what that has to do with the discussion. Secondly, we lost both finals, and it was small time then too. And losing finals is what? What does it have to do with the subject at hand?
No, but I think what he's saying that particular sentence is we lost both finals. That's irrelevant.
Exactly.
But but he's saying it was small time to do it then as well.
Yeah. But we lost. in capital letters. He lost, as if that really matters to the conversation.
No, it
He
doesn't.
says, "I don't think I don't think well we did it 27 years ago is a good argument for anything, to be honest." And he's given his reasons; they're valid points. So I'm assuming he thinks he is Alan Shearer, maybe that he just and not even Alan Shearer does it, to be fair, to fans. So he answered you, so now you go away, little peon. I answered to him and says, firstly, I'm kind of copying his format of typing here. Firstly, I'm struggling to understand why knowing that fact today or 20 years ago makes a difference in the discussion. Secondly, what does losing both finals have to do with it in the first place? You think it's bad luck or something? I ask him because maybe that's his reason. Maybe he says it's bad luck. We shouldn't do it. Kind of like you and I going to the final, or you say that, but you flip flop. And then I copy and paste it basically because he says I don't think saying that 20 years ago makes it fair, whatever. Well, I said I don't think copying what he responded to me is a good response either. You said it makes us look small time. I ask him how. This is a business and it has to make money. And it is a great strategy to make money. It may not work, but why is that a bad thing? That's my question. Why is that ripping fans off? Why is that playing with fans' opinions? He responds to me here while we were live. He says, "Mate, go away." Oh, I have to go away. He doesn't want to respond. If you can't see how small time this is, then that's on you, not me. Releasing a shirt before we've won a trophy to celebrate getting to a final after we lost every final we've ever been since '69 is absolutely mental. How ignorant do you have to be to say it's acceptable as a club needs to make money? So I'm ignorant because I say the club needs to make money. All right. The amount of different shirts the fan have been expected to buy this season, and now this. First of all,
What? Who's
they don't expect.
expecting fans to buy?
Then nobody expects fans to buy nothing. This is a business. You know what McDonald's does? They sell out Big Macs because they think people might like a Big Mac. Plain and simple. They're not corroding fans into come over here and none of that. So I still don't understand. But he says here at the end, tell you what, you buy one, pay for it shipped to America for about $50 on top of the price, and we can come back to this conversation if we lose the final to see what you're going to do with yours. Yeah, but so that right there, by the way, I don't pay the he said 50 pounds on top. It's going to be about the same, the dollars and whatever. That's irrelevant. But what he actually posted early on, and he said, it's a 50-50 shirt. And I actually commented on that, saying, I agree. Because if you lose, you're an idiot. And if you won, you got an items collector. But that is there's still somebody's choice. We're not being
Well,
ripped
well,
off.
I think the shirts will be on sale after the final.
Well, it might be. Also, that might be another strategy right there. So, I don't understand. I don't understand. Um, it'll be my decision to buy it or not, which I'm contemplating, to be honest. But to each their own. So I'm ignorant. He told me to go away because he is Alan Shearer, and I just got to go away because he's a tune legend, mouth of the time. But it's what I have an issue with people resorting to personal, individual attacks, diminishing the other just because they can't have a simple conversation with somebody. So the meltdown, and by the way, he's not the only one. He's not the only fan. The meltdown from fans about this particular topic. It's it's weird, man. Maybe because I'm American and we just do what we want here. I don't know in Newcastle if you guys get forced to buy shirts, but in America we choose to, man. So it's kind of weird, isn't it, Mighty
And we
Wayne?
do here too.
You do?
You choose to or you choose not to. Dead simple.
Yeah. Beer Viking, you wild. I'm just saying, man. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, and there's other people like real alcoholics says commented on that says if you want to grow the club globally, you release stuff like this. Maybe the Tyneside won't purchase, but guarantee foreigners will. Nobody will know if we won or lost in Birmingham, Alabama. But anyways, um, Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant for the club. And by the way, what you said about the club explaining what they're doing with the money is going to be definitely something to pay attention to. Um,
There's Gary in the chat there. Costs the club next to nothing to produce. The shirts are exactly the same apart from a couple of badges and embroidery. I'm sure that lots of people haven't even got their seasons yet.
well, I don't know if they're all the same. To be fair, to be honest, yeah, I think this shirt I got on is actually I compared it to yours, the original, and it's pretty damn close. It's pretty
Yeah,
um,
the
you know,
material's slightly different.
original. So I think I do get your point anyway. It was one of the. It, I'm not sensitive, man. I'm just saying, why are fans acting as if the club is ripping us off? Somebody said, we're becoming a Big Six club that rips their fans off. What?
Whoa, go to Arsenal.
Rips their fans off? I try to go to Arsenal's hospitality ticket. I actually just looking around on the first leg of the semifinals. I looked up what would it be to go there. Obviously, you got to be season ticket, whatever. I can't go away with Newcastle fans, so I said, let me just look up hospitality tickets. They're over a grand, over a grand. They get up to like thousands and thousands. Newcastle, man, they ain't doing nothing. Newcastle's still one of the cheapest clubs to support. To be fair, uh, so that's that. But I'm sure I'm sure um, people will get accustomed to this. But would you be buying this shirt, man? Hell
I'll not
no.
be buying it, will I? Hell,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it would be
I'd rather have 200 pints.
where.
And I don't know. He has more than 50 pence a pint now, isn't it?
Well, in London, it's